Oh yeah, I did want to talk about the Havana syndrome thing. Like the CIA is saying now that basically Havana syndrome isn't real. I'll bring up the article, which anyone knew, right? Like the idea that like sonic weapons or something were being used against US embassies to give everyone brain injuries or something and make cricket sounds around them or something. That was amazing. Havana syndrome, most cases not caused by foreign power, said the CIA. What I think is happening here is one of two things. It's either like just a massive, it was just a massive op from the very beginning to try to sow confusion and delegitimize the countries in which this was happening, which at first were Cuba and Vietnam, you know, evil communist countries. Or it's like maybe it's a mass delusion where like, you know, people heard that other people this same thing was happening to other people and they were like, oh shit, this happens to me too. I also have Havana syndrome. Or like it was like a mass delusion for monetary incentives because people who supposedly have Havana syndrome have been getting compensation from the US government, you know. So if I was like an embassy employee, I could like be like, hey, I got this thing called Havana syndrome. I need compensation and free healthcare now, please. And get out of working and just go home and like live off like a compensation for a while. I'd fucking do that. Hell yeah. Because they're giving out compensation to Havana syndrome victims. The entire narrative from the very beginning was always fucking ludicrous. Like, for one, it began in Cuba. Self-evidently, if this technology exists, which it doesn't, Cuba would not be the ones who had it. So you would have to think, well, like the Russians are the only real culprit. Russia or China, maybe. Well, like using fucking
Communism
sonic laser beams to attack embassy employees, somehow like precisely targeting them in the brain or something to cause localized brain damage. That's so absurd. It's just kind of self-evidently bullshit, right? And then you think like, okay, but why would like Russia or China even want to do that in Havana? What's the fucking point of that? Like those are countries that, if anything, like should be interested in not making Cuba look bad. It doesn't make, none of it makes any sense. It just seems like a mass delusion at most or a complete psyop at worst. Like the fact that the CIA is getting involved, to me, kind of like points to the psyop thing, because the CIA wouldn't get involved to just like publicly say, oh, this isn't real. They might get involved to say that, like if they're trying to cause confusion or something surrounding this. They don't do these sorts of things without a purpose. But yeah, I mean, I have Havana syndrome. You can't prove me wrong. Fucking Havana syndrome, man. Havana syndrome is going to be a meme to the end of time. It's incredible. Like, oh man, feeling like I got some Havana syndrome now. Anytime like you feel a little bit under the weather, just call it Havana syndrome. You got COVID? Havana syndrome. It's not COVID anymore, motherfuckers. We got a pandemic of Havana syndrome. It's amazing stuff. Everything about it is just nonsensical garbage. I can't believe like anyone ever tried to claim that it was real. Like, hey guys, the Russians are like a kilometer away aiming laser beams at our low-level embassy employees' skulls in Cuba for some reason. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a thing that you would expect to happen. There was also another option I didn't mention. Like maybe it's like they just got like a local disease or something, and they're trying to frame it as being like some sort of fucking foreign intelligence up against them because it's the USA and they do that sort of shit. Anyway, Havana syndrome rules. I have Havana syndrome. My pronouns are have and na. Thank you.